Cindy with Country Bumpkin Homestead. I'd like to introduce you to our two baby goats. The dark one is Buckwheat, and he's a little buckling. He was born first. And the light brown doeling, well, her name is Clover. Now they're just a couple of days old, and they're both very happy and healthy. In this video, I'm going to show you their birth, and this can be a little bit disturbing for some viewers. So if you have a weak stomach, you might want to watch one of our other videos. And anyway, we're about to start in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, there's a head right there.
We've got feet, we've got head. This is wonderful. Hey, wait a second. This is Clover. Buckwheat was born first. Let's go back. This is Buckwheat. I helped deliver him a couple of minutes before this video was made. Let me tell you what happened. I knew that Oreo was going to have her baby because she had lost her mucus plug a couple of days earlier. Her tail was doing some Porky the Pig thing with a half twist curl. The ligaments that feel kind of like pencils on both sides of the tail, they had completely disappeared, and her udder was filled. So I knew she was going to have her baby soon. And I waited on her all day for her to have the baby, but it never came. About 12 o'clock that night, I went to sleep. I did wake up every hour on the hour with an alarm. And I'd peek my head out the door to see if there was any progress. Was she laying down crying? Was she laying down sleeping? But every time I peeked my head out the door, she was staring at the house in a dead stare and saying absolutely nothing. She never laid down. She just stood there and stared like a statue. I had to take Skylar to basketball practice at 6:30 that next morning. And what I decided to do was angle the car towards the corral so I can get a better look at what was going on because it's still dark outside. And that's when I noticed that she had a bulge in her rear area. I told Skylar to just wait a second so I could check and see how Oreo was doing. I was very alarmed with what I discovered. I could see hooves, I can see the tip of a nose, but no embryonic sac. And what that meant was it had ruptured. But when? How long ago? When Oreo had her next contraction, more of Buckwheat's head came out, and I was able to see his more of his mouth and that his tongue was hanging out, and it was a grayish purple color. When the contraction was over, all the progress that he had made was sucked back in. And when this happened a couple of times, I realized his head is too big to pass, and this could have been going on all night long. Now all of a sudden this has become an emergency delivery. I ran to the house, I got my birthing kit, and then I ran back out to the corral. I put my gloves on, I lubed up real good. I grabbed Buckwheat's hooves with one hand, and with the other hand, I started to stretch her vaginal area. Basically, I put one finger inside, and I worked around Buckwheat's head. It only took a couple of contractions for this to be effective, and Buckwheat was out on the ground. Now, at this point, he was lifeless. He wasn't moving, and so I started to rub his tummy area back and forth to create some circulation. About 5 to 10 seconds later, I saw a twitch, and that was so wonderful. I thought, thank goodness he didn't die. My next concern was getting him dry because it was in the 30s and he was sopping wet. So I towel dried some of the initial mucus off of him, and then I blow dried him some. It's very important to keep a blow dryer in your birthing kit, especially during the winter months. It was about this time that Skylar comes up and says, I saw the whole thing. Now mind you, Skylar is my 14-year-old son. Yes, he's the tallest, but he's also the youngest, and he survived it. I felt a little bit bad forgetting that he was still in the car, but he's okay. He was just a little bit late to practice. And one of the other boys went ahead and took him on to practice, and I worked with the little buckwheat, and look at that. See? After about 20 minutes since he was born, he is nursing. So I know it's a little disappointing that you didn't get to see Buckwheat being born, but hey, don't forget, we still have Clover. Remember this?
Yeah, there's a head right there.
We've got feet, we've got head. This is wonderful. Here, film this. Got 2 feet.
It's alive too.
Oh yeah, of course it's alive. I gotta watch its head. I've gotta watch its head before it sucks up that snot because it's trying to breathe. Well, this was a surprise. I was expecting it, but this just kind of happened suddenly.
Yeah. Alrighty, Mama.
What?
I gotta drop Garrett off. Why don't you just keep the car?
Keep the car. Go get the snot blower. It's on the counter.
Okay.
It isn't even out yet. It's already trying to walk. All right. Look at her go. She doesn't know what to think about it. It's kind of snotting up.
Yeah, he's a gross one.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure. Yeah. All right, well, she's not really interested in it, but she needs to be. So we want to bring her over to it. She's scared. Come here, Mama. Come here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Mama. All right. You know what we're gonna have to do?
What?
Let's put this guy happened by surprise, and we're gonna go ahead and put them in a shelter so that she can have.
She's trapped with her.
Right, so that she's trapped with the baby. All right, we've got Orca over there in an enclosure, and there's the baby. She has failed to show any interest. It's a doe, a little doeling. Oh, she's starting to lick on my arm now. I think she likes that amniotic fluid. Now if we can get her to go over there and lick on the baby, I think that would be great. Come on, Orca, let's go to the baby. She's right here.
Hey.
She's right here. Come here, Mama. Come here. Say hi. Say hi to your baby. The baby's following me and not her. She's getting bad vibes. Luckily, it's not a warm day. I mean, luckily it's not a cold day, and it is noon. So, come on, Mama. I know you're curious. Look at the baby already trying to walk to me because I held it. Here, let me try to wipe some of this off of her and see if the mama will show some interest. She's like, no, that stinks. Come on, Orca. Come on. Benjamin, can you come handle the camera? I'm going to put this. Look at the baby is already walking, and it's only been born a couple minutes. She's like, Mama, love me, please. Orca's thinking about it. I think she's saying, you're kind of gross. Yeah, she is kind of gross, sadly. All right, so I'm cleaning off the baby. She has been rejected by her mama, who may still be in labor, but every time I put the baby by her, she'll stand up and get real offensive. And then I tried to put this doeling in with Oreo, who had a baby just the other day, and she didn't want anything to do with it either, got kind of aggressive. So it looks like I'm going to be bottle feeding, and if it turns out that she's twins, that's just going to be twice the fun. It's been a couple of days since Clover was born, and she's getting around pretty good. She's been spending the night in the house. I do have to bottle feed her, but that's okay. I bottle fed all 3 of my does when they were babies. She gets a lot of love in the house, and so she's very happy. And plus, don't forget, she still gets to go outside and play with Buckwheat, and they're best friends. Plus, here in the next week or 2, Mary should be having her babies as well. And still don't know if it's going to be 1 or 2, hopefully 2. But there's going to be a lot of action here on the homestead, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Post comments and like the videos. Thank you so much, and you have a blessed day.